This simple daily habit reinvented my life, and here's why. Now, if we haven't met before, I'm Chris Boros and I'm the Introverted Marketer, and I help you as an introvert discover how you can escape the rat race and thrive on your own terms as an empowered introverted entrepreneur. We do that by harnessing your introversion as your unique strength. We use artificial intelligence and modern technology, and you can do this even if you are not or you don't consider yourself to be a techie. So, in today's video, we're going to be reflecting on a really big question. What are you willing and unwilling to do to get the life you fully dream of? Now, this is something we all think about, even if we don't realise it. And it's whether we're navigating the daily grind or dreaming of a brighter future, it's going on in our subconscious. Now, for those of you who don't know, I used to be a ship's captain, navigating through life's tempests, both literally and metaphorically. Now, as an entrepreneur working from home, I'm still navigating those waters, but on my own terms towards a better work-life balance. Now, it hasn't always been smooth sailing, but I've learned a lot along the way, and I'm on a mission to share those lessons with you. So, let me start with a question. Can I be open with you today? Now, I've been an entrepreneur since before I was 16, but I took a different path and I followed my dad towards a career at sea. At first, that was in a military environment, and then in a commercial environment, and then, as I'll tell you in a second, in a more managerial shoreside connection. Now, I loved being at sea, but I continued my business ventures on the side, sometimes very limited by no contact with the shore. Back when I first went to sea, we had no internet connection, and we could send a very limited number of emails. So I did what I could when I was back home. Now, eventually in 2016, I came ashore and I took a job as a harbour master, where I looked after operations, security, maintenance, and all sorts of other things that you probably wouldn't associate with boats and harbours and that sort of environment. But throughout all of this, I was working on, and I was one of the co-founders of the network marketing industry's most successful coaching communities. Now, this grew and grew and grew until it was actually my main source of income, and it surpassed the day job. So why did I continue doing that day job? Well, to be honest, because I loved it. I loved the community, and I could see that I was doing long-lasting good for that community and the surrounding towns. But in 2023, something changed. The stress levels went up at the day job due to some new ownership. The resources available to me, which had always been limited, were really stripped even further, and the new owners really didn't share my vision for doing good for the community, which they and I were supposed to be serving. Okay, to them it became a cash cow, and that really wasn't the reason why I was there. Now, as a result, my health took a massive downhill spiral, both physically and mentally, to the point where in October 2023, I suffered a suspected heart attack, and that was mainly put down to the new stress. Now, I'm not telling you this for any sympathy or out of ill wishes to those owners, but because I want you to ask yourself, what are you willing and unwilling to do to reach your dreams and achieve your goals? Now, I had to ask myself the same question. Was I willing to continue doing that job and putting my health at risk? Was I willing to give up the security of a well-paid day job? Was I willing to take my family's finances into my own hands and run solely with the income from my businesses? Was I willing to let go of the community that I really loved and had worked so hard to develop? But it's not just about what I was willing to do. What was I unwilling to accept any longer? The long hours, the being on call 24/7, the feelings of disappointment when I knew something needed doing but the money just wasn't available to do it, the risk to my health and the well-being of my family, and the tired, grumpy dad that my children had very sadly become used to seeing. Through that journey, I discovered quite a few things, and I want to share with you some of those today. So, number one, are you willing to learn new skills? Okay, you can leverage AI tools and modern technology to make your workflows so much more efficient. And it's not just about working harder, because when we become entrepreneurs, it's very tempting to put in more hours, and we think that if we work harder, we'll get to our goals faster. or easier. And it's not really about that. It's about working smarter instead of working harder. So number 2, it's about being unwilling to sacrifice family time. Okay, my family is my anchor. It's why I do what I do. It's why I've always done whatever life decisions I've made. They've been for my family. Okay, and while hustling is important, it's equally crucial to be present in those precious moments. Number 3, are you willing to automate and delegate? You don't have to do everything yourself, okay? This is another trap that lots of entrepreneurs, including me, fall into. Believing that nobody can do a certain task better than us, believing that we have to do everything, all of the time. Now, we can automate tasks, we can delegate responsibilities, and that really allows us to free up our time for the more strategic thinking and our own personal growth. Now, are you unwilling to compromise your mental health? So stress management and self-care are absolutely non-negotiables. If you're constantly burned out, you're no good to anybody. You're no good to your family. You are no good to the people you and your business are trying to serve, okay? Your batteries need to recharge, and you need to think about your mental health in everything you're doing. If you're doing something which is negatively impacting your mental health, then you need to find a way to stop doing it. Okay, whether it's another way to complete the process, whether it's somebody else who can do the task where it's not going to impact their mental health either, there will be another way. Okay, that's not to say that we won't do things that we don't like and don't enjoy. That's part of life, but they shouldn't be negatively affecting our mental health. It's critical to look after the way you feel. Number 5 then, willing to invest in personal development. If you're anything like me, you by now left school quite some time ago. Okay, it'll be 24 years since I left formal education. Okay, but every day since then has been a continuous learning and self-improvement opportunity. Sometimes large, sometimes small. So whether it's honing your digital marketing skills, whether it's mastering networking, invest in yourself, okay? It only needs 15 minutes a day. Read part of a book, listen to a podcast. There are lots of ways that you can develop personal development routines for yourself. Are you unwilling to engage in pushy sales tactics? Okay, building genuine connections and trust is far more important than making a quick sale. And authenticity will always win out over just pushing people into quick sales. Okay, so there's no need for pushy sales tactics. Okay, there are far better ways to do things, and those are skills that you can learn and really should learn. So what about you then? What are you willing and unwilling to do to achieve your dream life? Okay, take a moment to reflect on that question and write those down. Okay, you don't need to share them in the comments, and I don't want you to share them in the comments really. This is personal within your mind. And those decisions are really a compass that will guide you along your journey, both in life and in business. Now, for me, this is now a daily habit. I ask myself constantly what I'm willing and unwilling to do and to accept. Then I go ahead and I take the leap and I follow the path that those questions have taken me down. And that is how I define how I grow my business, how I lead my life, okay? What I am willing and unwilling to do. So if you found this video useful, please like it, follow it, and share it with others who might benefit. And together we can all build a community of dreamers and doers. I hope that was useful. I look forward to seeing you next time, and you have a great day.